Hello, work life warriors. Welcome back. So, today is September the 2nd, 2021. And I wanted to go ahead and make a quick video about something that I've been thinking about. I started making videos maybe the end of last year, or I started publishing the videos that I made the end of last year on my YouTube channel. I have taken a break since the beginning of the year because there was so much that happened that I needed to take a break. And I thought that before I start posting more YouTube videos, that I should have this candid conversation with you all and with myself. So anytime something comes later on down the line, I can remind myself on why I'm doing this. I can remind myself where I was and where I'm going, and hopefully to give you some insight into my mental space, my emotional space, and how I plan to use these things to continually improve. So, one of the things that I want to talk about is um, self love and self acceptance. So, I just kind of assumed because I always did the things that I wanted to do and took care of myself physically that I love myself. But it wasn't until I had certain circumstances that let me know that my love was just physical. It really wasn't a deeper connection or bond. And so, through this very traumatic situation, I decided that I was going to practice self love and I was going to radically love myself. And that every single day, I will wake up first, fill up my cup before I go out into this world and fill up anyone else's cup, pursue my own dreams before I help someone pursue theirs, and just really get to know the goodness that is happening, all of it, the good, the bad, and the shadow. So I set out on a journey that was in 2013, and here I am in 2021. And I will tell you, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of unpacking. I had a lot of sad moments. But on the other side, it's so amazing. So I guess I should start where I was in 2013. So I had a lot of mental things that was playing in my mind where I came from, my childhood, the relationships that I had, just a lot of the imposter syndrome coming out of Baltimore and now being at a college, being around different types of African American people, really brought up a lot of insecurities and things that I should work on within myself, weaknesses that I should work on within myself. And so I just mentally, I was depressed. I wasn't happy. I had a lot of negative thoughts. My mind just raced all day. One bad thought led to another. And it would just spiral out of control until I was just basically so depressed that I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to get out of the bed. I just had no moments of peace internally. My mind was always chattering. It was always cluttered. My skin wasn't well. I had gained a lot of weight. It was just so many things. My eyes turned like really, really, really dark yellow. It was just so many things. I would have breakouts, like really bad breakouts. I would also break out in like stress rashes, and it was just a very bad time for me. And then I went through like a shift with all of my relationships. And so I went out to therapy. I got the help that I needed. I talked to a couple of therapists. They gave me some information. I went home. I practiced every single day. I made sure that I did my part in healing and getting better. And I did the work for 7, 8 years. And here on the other side, I feel amazing. I remember waking up with the soon as my alarm would go off 8 years ago, the mental chatter would start. I would start thinking about all of the things that I would have to do for the day, all of the expectations I would have to meet, all of the promises and deadlines. And I would just have anxiety starting the day. And it wasn't an exciting time because I would wake up and think of all of the things that could go wrong. So now when I wake up excited. My mind is peaceful. It isn't any clutter. I am excited for the day. I hop out of bed ready to conquer the day because I did the work. and I worked on myself. And a part of this is, I think that many people are searching for peace and happiness, kind of like I was. But what I didn't realize is a person can't be your peace, and happiness doesn't live without outside of you. So it was a matter of realizing that I'm my peace and I can create happiness every single day. It doesn't involve anyone else, and it's not something that I have to go and chase. It is something that I curate inside myself. And so I started doing that every single day, and I'm at this point now where I have happiness and I have peace. And I wake up so many days and I just feel so grateful for this experience. I feel so grateful for my experiences, even the things that I thought that I didn't feel great about, or I felt some sort of shame or regret about. I begin to integrate these things in me and feel great about them and feel great about myself, to the point where I wake up in the morning, I go look in the mirror and I start thinking about all of the things that I'm grateful for, and I'm flooded with tears. And I realized, through 8 years of work, that I obtained the happiness and the peace that I wanted in this world. And it just didn't seem believable. It seemed like, I would have to have more to have this peace and to have this happiness. And I should be older, because people are, chasing they're desperately chasing to get happiness and peace. And I just stumbled across it. And I just feel daily these moments of like love and gratitude and peace, because I really like myself. Like, I really dig myself. I did the work to understand my strengths and my weaknesses, and just to unpack all of my childhood trauma, to understand my vision, where I wanted to go in life. And I just really have this deep love for myself. Like, I'm really in love with myself. It feels kind of dirty, because it's kind of like, survivor's remorse, because older people, or people who are out there working so hard to get peace and happiness, and you stumbled across it from just doing internal work. And then you feel like, should I be happy with all of the things that's going on in the world? Should I love myself regardless of the mistakes that I made? Should I be feeling so happy and so peaceful when the world feels so stressed out, so anxious, so depressed? You kind of feel guilty and dirty for being happy, for loving yourself, for having this peace. And as you maneuver in this world, it is obvious that many people do not have it. They do not have the peace or the happiness that they seek. And a lot of the time they're kind of just miserable. And a lot of different situations can happen where they're trying to pull you down or get you to be miserable like them. And all you can do is just, think about the days when you were like them, and just be grateful that you found peace and happiness, which is, again, brings me back to the gratitude. And I feel gratitude again, and I start to get in a state of happiness and tears, and it just feels kind of dirty.